Tasmanian. But let's bring in Joshua Daw now with some sport. Josh, things are heating up on the cricket pitch.
A fair bit of spice in the T20 series, Tracy, as India take game one. But what led to Justin Langer losing his cool? How a quirky cat is shaping the Midwest's next AFL star, and a soaring West Aussie makes her dream come true. Nathan Lyon has replaced Cameron Green in the T20 squad, with the West Aussie released for tomorrow's Australia A match. It follows last night's fiery altercation between Justin Langer and match referee David Boone during India's 11-run win.
By the time the Aussies arrived back in Sydney this afternoon, Justin Langer had cooled off, the team's focus shifting.
At the end of the day, the decision was made by the match official. 9 News.
Chris Lynn continues to remind selectors of his T20 prowess. Fresh from a century last week, Lynn blasted 2 more tons in separate grade cricket matches. The second, 139 off just 43 balls.
At the end of the day, if I bang him in club cricket and then I don't get him in the big bash, it's a different story. So they're just trying to give himself the best advantage to, prepare for it.
Meanwhile, Australia's women's cricketers have been recognised for their World Cup triumph, receiving the coveted The Don at the Sport Australia Hall of Fame Awards.
It's a huge honour to receive this award, and obviously some great recognition for the team for the moment at the World Cup, which seems like a long time ago now.
They're just the second team to claim the honour after the Socceroos in 2006. Well, WA's Midwest has been a breeding ground for AFL greats, and a Geraldton young gun is dreaming of joining the ranks ahead of Wednesday's AFL draft. Jack Carroll may be one of the youngest players in this year's mix, but a friendship with former Cat Harry Taylor has him ready to shine.
Kennedy, Cripps, Hazelby and Taylor. They're the Midwest maestros, inspiring this midfield beast.
You watch what they do and you obviously want to do what they do one day, and it's definitely a goal of mine to follow a similar path.
Growing up on the gruelling grounds of Geraldton, Jack Carroll only knows one way: tough.
When you line up in your first game and you're playing on someone who's about 30 or 40 kilos heavier, then you need to get used to it pretty fast. Generally just see ball, get ball, and then try to do something good with it.
More often than not, he does. The 17-year-old led the Waffle Colts for contested possessions this year. The smooth shark carving the competition apart with a deadly left boot and clean hands, even showing he can hit the scoreboard. Recruiters likening his game to Collingwood skipper Scott Pendlebury.
That versatility is a strength of mine. I think being able to play inside and then outside, and then even up forward or down back.
He already has one AFL link with fellow Geraldton and East Fremantle product and former Geelong defender Harry Taylor. The pair are close friends, spending the last 3 pre-seasons together. The quirky cat helping Carroll with training and life.
We did a fair bit of high speed and power running, so I think that's pretty important with the contested work. We'd train together and then we'd go out for brekkie and get some food, so I got to know him pretty well on and off the field.
A broken wrist kept him out of the state's under-18 showcase series, but an explosive showing at the Combine boosted his chances as a potential first-round pick. He'll make a final trip home to learn his fate on Wednesday, surrounded by family, eager and ready for a likely interstate move.
Moved out of home, moved away from friends and family, so I think making that move, it's put me in pretty good stead for potentially moving over east next year, and I think I'll be pretty well prepared for it.
Racing now in a Quinella for Grant and Alana Williams in the Kingston Town Classic, but it was an upset of sorts. Jockey Chris Parnham sealing his maiden Group 1 win, upstaging William Pike in the $1 million feature with a truly great ride.
Inspirational Girl running home powerfully, but it's all in vain, and truly great wins the Kingston Town Classic. From Inspirational Girl, it's a cerise and white Quinella.
A huge upset too in the Group 1 Pacing Cup, with Evergreen Volton Tin holding off the heavily backed Chicago Bull.
Volton Tin has nosed Chicago Bull, shot past him, and it's all over, a boil over. Volton Tin, an outstanding performance, has won the Pacing Cup.
Of his 168 starts, it's fair to say it's Volton Tin's biggest win. And Perth pole vaulter Nina Kennedy will make her Olympic debut after a soaring qualifier for next year's Games. But even with her ticket to Tokyo now secured, the 23-year-old has work ahead. A big night in sport, Tracy. That is all from me.
All right, Josh, thank you very much.